Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I've had a few people reach out to me, and I've fallen, I don't want to say fallen into this same trap myself, but I have found myself in this same position. So there's a lot of information on YouTube. And you've heard, take what resonates and leave the rest. Well, wherever you are on your journey, you still have to take what resonates and leave the rest. And yesterday, I found myself in this position where I'm questioning myself. I'm questioning the information I'm getting. And for probably a week, I won't say I've been beating myself up, but I've been like really in thought of what I'm missing. What am I standing in my own way of? Because the message that I kept getting was, you're standing in your own way. And I might have to close the blind because the sun is just doing all kinds of wonky stuff with the lighting. Let's try that. Anyway, now what I was listening to was not a personal message. It wasn't, Pam, this is what you need. Okay, this was a collective message. And it was channeled from source. And the message is, it's now. You know, everything is just now. The thing is, you're standing in the way of kind of like your purpose, bigger things, just all of what life that God has for you. And I kept thinking, so and this is me. Maybe you guys have done this. Maybe you haven't. You probably will at some point. But I kept coming back and looking at it and going, what am I missing? Because literally, and I posted this in my video yesterday, if I get the inclination to go to the Philippines, I'm going to the Philippines. I'm not one of these people that sit and hash and rehash and think about it and, oh my God, is this going to work? Is this the right decision? How am I going to make this work? That's not me. If I get the inclination to go to the Philippines, or I said something about Panama, Pam's going. Nothing is going to stand because I will feel like that's what I'm meant to do. And I will just go. It's like when I moved here. I had no idea that this place even existed, but it just fell into place. It just worked. Okay. Everything just fell into place, including how I got my horse here, how all that happened. But the thing is, yeah, that's very relevant. I need to come back to that. Remind me. The thing is, take what resonates. If it doesn't resonate with you to move, don't move. If you're told, I don't care if it's a channeling, if it's me. I don't care if the message coming through me is saying this is what you need to do. If it's a tarot reading, because unless it's directed at you, for you, it's a collective message. There could be bits and pieces of it that you resonate with, but it doesn't mean the whole message is meant for you. Because I finally had to shut this thing off and say, wait a minute, no. This is not for me. It's confirmation for me to continue on the path that I'm on, because there's nothing that I feel like I should be doing that I'm not doing. There's nothing I'm doing that I don't really want to do. Everything I do, including these videos for you guys, they're just as much for me as they are for you. And I enjoy them. They bring me joy. So even doing that, if I didn't want to do it, I wouldn't do it. If I didn't feel like I was meant to do it, I wouldn't do it. So whatever it is for you that you feel called for, do it. Now, along the way, in this process, we've all heard and most of you know that you're not like everybody else you know. You are different. You stand out. Okay? You're looked at as the crazy one, the odd one, the conspiracy theorist, the one that dreams. I mean, I had somebody one time tell me, what was it? I smelled unicorn farts and fairy dust, or sniffed unicorn farts and fairy dust. You know what? If that is what makes me happy, that is what I'm going to do. However, there are people in your existence, whether it's a child, it is a parent, it's a sibling, it's your best friend. If they are meant to be on this journey with you, they will be on this journey with you. If they are not, you have the choice, yes, to stop all of your learning, all of your growing, all of the reason you came here. You can stop that and stay stuck with them. That's not going to help either one of you. Or you can continue growing because, and I've heard this, and people have said they're being told they have to basically cut these people out of their existence. If you feel like somebody is draining you, if you feel like somebody is hindering you from continuing, then yes, you can cut them out of your existence from a place of love. But if it's somebody that you enjoy, you know, whether it, again, whoever it is, you can still have them in your existence. You can still talk to them. You can still interact with them. You continue growing. You continue being you. Let them continue being them. Our job now at this point is not to try to wake people up. People are waking up on their own, or they're just not. Your job is to be the light for those that choose to follow the light. The ones that choose to stay in the darkness, that's their journey. It's not for us to judge. It's not for us to drag. We can't drag them along. We can't make them see the light, no more than I could have made you see the light before you were ready. It didn't matter. It wouldn't have mattered what I said. Because most of us have seen through the illusion in some form or fashion over our lives. We knew that there was more to this life than we were being told. We knew things just didn't add up. Okay, there are some people that don't get that. They came here to be the sheep, to be the ones that just followed whatever they were told. That's their journey. Just because they're like that doesn't mean you have to cut them off. Now, if you have somebody that is constantly criticizing you, constantly knocking you, constantly making fun of you, yes, let that person go from a place of love, because they're not here to judge you and hold you back. So some of the messages that are coming through, most of what comes through on, I would say 99.9% of what comes through on YouTube is for the collective. It's not for you personally. Some of it, again, may resonate. Some of it may not. And this is where, just like for me, the other day I was listening to a channeling from Source, from God, talking about getting in your own way. And, what is it that you really truly want to do? But you're thinking about, how am I going to make it happen? How's this going to work? Is this really my direction? None of that is me. So again, I find myself trying. Oh, my stars. One of my cats is playing with a toy. Anyway, so I find myself having to basically check myself, because when it doesn't resonate with you, it will drive you crazy. It will make you second guess yourself. It'll make you miserable. When you think you have to cut your best friend out of your life, when you don't want to cut your kid because they're not getting it, and you're being told you need to leave them behind, you need to whatever, that's not a literal cut them out of your equation if it doesn't resonate with you. If cutting them out brings you a peace, then yes, cut them out. If cutting them out makes you feel miserable, or the thought of it, then don't cut them out. You don't have to talk to them about ascending and finding the light and all the corruption in the world and all of that kind of stuff if they're not there. You can plant seeds, be the light, continue your process on becoming a brighter light, which means you're clearing out the shadows, you're working on you, you're growing you, but not from a place of you have an anchor attached to you. Okay, now, thank you for reminding me, back to what I was going to tell you a minute ago, because this is also extremely relevant. When I moved here, everything just fell into place, right? Including where I was going to put my horse until I could get the fence built here. Now, the thing to be careful of is because when the place I put her, again, some of you may know this story, some may not. I was single, okay? I was looking for my guy. I could not find a single person. I couldn't find a single person to hang out with. I couldn't find as in anybody. I couldn't find a single man, as in not attached, anywhere. Everybody that came into my existence was married or had a significant other. There was a reason behind all of that. So when I moved here, part of it was to just drop my old existence because none of it was serving me, and to move to a better place, okay? And I thought, okay, I've got a fresh start. I won't know anybody. The first person I met when I moved here was the farm where I put my horse. He was married. He decided he was attracted to me. And I'm like, you're married. No, I'm not going here again. So, but he persisted. And then because he wanted to continue, his wife, and I'm like, trying to get my horse off his farm because I want her, A, I want her with me. B, I want to break that tie. I don't want that I choose not to have that in my existence, right? In the process, his wife finds out that she thinks he's cheating with me. And I'm like, I can tell you that's not happening. So then it all went sideways. It turned out my horse ended up here anyway. But what I'm telling you, the key that I'm telling you is don't let that, when things like that pop up, don't let that make you question, did I do the right thing? Did I follow my guidance, or did I just screw this all up? Because now I'm like an hour further away from my family. I'm an hour further away from my daughter, which at that point was not even talking to me. I'm in a town where I don't know anybody. And I'm like, oh my God, did I just mess this up? Well, I didn't. But people do this because things just flow. Things just fall into place. You end up moving. You end up getting another job. You end up in another relationship. You end up whatever the situation is. And it just works. It flows like water. Everything falls into place. Then something pops up that's less than heaven on earth. That's less than what you think. Don't second guess it. Don't get tied to the thing that just reared its ugly head, because there's something you need to learn from it. Okay? It could be, God, there's so many things it could be. Because the other thing is, back when I moved when I left my last husband, moving into my new house flowed like water. Like everything just fell into place. And I thought, oh my God, it's going to be amazing. The sky's going to open. God's going to shine his light on me because I've been doing work on me. And I talk about this in my book, Cultivating Peace and Purpose. And my life went to hell. It fell apart. It pushed me into my dark night of the soul. So I could have looked at that, and at that point I did. I looked at that as, oh my God, my daughter stopped talking to me. She just refused to talk to me. And I thought, did I just mess this up? And then I thought, no, because things just worked. Everything fell into place. I'm supposed to be here. Why is my life a living hell? Again, I couldn't find anybody to even hang out with, much less a guy to date. So, but what it did is it was a lesson for me to learn on how to love myself. Because up to that point, I hated me. I was not comfortable with me. I had to have somebody in my existence. And this is like a whole nother story, and I could go on. I'm not going to keep you here all day. My point, if things just flow, when you come from a place of just flow, if it just works, it's meant to be. I don't care what happens on the other side of that. Things will come up, and it's not to make you question, did I just make the right decision? It's, what do I need to learn from this? Why is this happening for me? Don't go into self-doubt or blaming God, because that's what I did in my last house. I didn't do that here. When I moved here, I had pretty much learned a huge lesson that everything happens for you, including moving here, and the very first person I meet was a married man who, again, I'm like, I don't want that. I want away from married people. I mean, married men that want to cheat on their wives. Because I will tell you, I did not realize, and this is not to make you question your spouse. This is not at all. But until it's like the child trafficking, until you realize it exists, you're oblivious to it. Now, I'm very well aware of the child trafficking and the sex abuse of children. And it's not just married men, it's married women too. The number of people that have no problem cheating on their spouse is mind-blowing to me. And I'm not judging. I'm not judging because I've been guilty myself. So, but it's, but I'm thinking, okay, I'm the only one doing this. Why am I doing this? This isn't right. I am not the only one. Anyway, again, it was to test me, to make sure I wasn't going to go there again. It was to test me from a place of love. Because remember what I said in one of my other videos? You have angels on all variations of spectrums. You can call it God and Satan, if that's what works for you. Okay? Satan is not bad. Satan is here to shine a light on something you need to work on. Because as long as you're focused on the lack, the cheating, the self-doubt, the unworthiness, the fear, the whatever, they're here to help you with that. It's to help you work through it. To shine a light on the fact that this is, if you choose to continue this, we're here to help you. If you choose to continue cheating with married people, we're here to help you with that. We will provide you an abundance of people to cheat with. If you choose to stop that, we will then, and you want to focus on single people, single men, we will provide you an abundance of that. It's the same thing. If you choose to focus on lack and I don't have any money. I have all these bills. We constantly have financial struggles. It's always one thing after another. They are here to help you with that because that's what you're focusing on. When you choose to focus on the gratitude for everything you have, the abundance that you have, and not the lack, when you focus on the abundance, they are here to help you with that. They're different angels. Everybody has a job, just like you have a job and I have a job, and they're different. It's no different. So what are you focusing on? What is triggering you? What keeps coming up? What are you paying attention to that you need to let go of? Because I can tell you, the majority of the YouTubes that I used to watch are not, I have shifted my focus on YouTubes more times than I can tell you, because it will resonate for a while and then I will outgrow it. And I will move on to something else beyond that resonates with me. And at this point, I don't need source telling me you're standing in your own way. What are you doing? I live in heaven on earth. I do what I choose to do every day. Even yesterday, I was like, you know what? I want to go cut grass. My husband wasn't here. I went down to get the tractor. The tire was flatter than flat, so I had to pump that up. The battery was slam dead, so I had to charge that. Then I went and I started cutting grass, and I about flipped it because I have a hill, and the tractor got kind of stuck. I got it out, but I'm like, you know what? But I didn't let any of that stop me because I didn't feel like I had to do it. I just did it. But I enjoyed it wore my ass out having to do all that. No, I retract that. Getting to do that. And you know what? Being blessed in the fact that I understand how to make all that happen. So there was no defeat. There was no, well, maybe I'm not supposed to cut grass today. No. You just make it happen. Because you can. I could have sat and I called my husband. I was like, my ass is tired because I did all this stuff. But you know what? I got it done. And there was a sense of accomplishment and a sense of, you know what? My yard looks good. So again, don't focus on the negatives. Focus on the positives. You know, most people want to get caught up in, okay, well, the tire's flat, the battery's dead, maybe I'm not supposed to cut grass today. And then you go into defeat. Well, nothing I do is right. Everything I try to do is messed up. There's always a problem. Does this sound familiar? I've been there. Instead, yep, tire's flat. Let me get the air compressor, jack it up. Because, it was like an inverted flat. The seal had broken and everything. It was flat. I will figure it out. If I'm meant to cut grass, it'll work. And it did. Meanwhile, I got the battery charger. I hooked the battery up, let it charge while I was working on the tire. You know, does everything flow like water? No, but the thing is to find the beauty in the chaos. Don't focus on the negatives. And again, and I know this message is kind of like, there's a lot in it. the biggest thing is go with the flow and don't get hung on the obstacles that jump in your way. Don't see them as negatives. Look at them as why are they here? What can I learn from it? Why is it happening for me? And see the positives in it. I mean, even the people, because again, back to the situation of the people that I met when I was here, it showed me, it was like I started to see that they were starting to play me. It was like he would try to bait me in for her to attack me. And then they turned on me. And I was the problem. And I'm like, and I tried to tell her, I was like, it's not me, it's your husband. But of course, she didn't want to see it. You know what? You see people for who they are, and therefore, you don't need to have them in your existence. You have the choice to cut them out of your existence. It is that simple. It's that simple. So anyway, I love you. I hope this makes sense. Because again, this message it's full of a lot, and it's 3131 as I'm telling you that. So yeah, somebody needs to hear this. Probably a lot of people need to hear this. So like the video, subscribe to my channel, share it, because again, I'm sure somebody needs to hear this. And I send you so much love and light, so many blessings. If you have a question, reach out to me. I'm here to help you. Help you through whatever nonsense is being thrown up at you. You might have just made a move or changed your job or whatever. And now you're like, oh my God, why are things not better? And that is why I have said, and I will move. The universe already knows what I want. It's not for me to make it happen. It will happen when it's meant to happen and exactly how it's meant to happen. And it will just flow like water. And I know that. So I send you love. And until the next video, have an amazing day.